Hello, everybody. Buddy with Midland, Texas. Sad news that yesterday the body of Madeline was found and they arrested her boyfriend for murder. Uh, we was hoping that she'd be returned home safe, and there was thousands of people were calling for the Midland police to expose the underground homes and look for her there, which never happened. And I believe they wholeheartedly did not want to do that because they're trying to cover up the other crimes and murders committed there. And so you see this little meme I created. It had 550 shares. I mean, it was, there was another one calling for police to expose underground homes. Thousands of people calling for Midland Police Department. And the Midland Police Department was coming out, the chief of police saying, anybody tries to find that girl, we're going to arrest, And so any investigations that's not by the police, we're going to arrest, and they're going to arrest you for spreading rumors too, So they're going to arrest you for First Amendment rights, And so sad deal, I believe. But here, let me show you that what's really important, what's forgotten here, conveniently forgotten, is that there's more than one girl that was raped and murdered here. Even more than one missing girl. And so here I posted this morning about Caitlin Dennison missing from Midland since January 10th, 2018. And here's the same picture from Google Maps showing the underground home in my backyard that's now deleted. And then this print screen from Tisha Brumley that says, I've had friends involved in them old show parties. They're exactly what you say. They're underground homes. Jessica Hadley, another print screen, says, I've been to 2,000 old shows. I'll tell you what, there's more than that one that was murdered or raped because she didn't do whatever they wanted to do. And once again, I'm showing you right where one of the underground homes is located. Here's Caitlin right here. I've been missing since January 10th, 2018. Flew in from Reno, Nevada to Midland with the unknown guy. Called her sister from a Walmart store here, and there was a Walmart about a half a mile away from here, and told her she's afraid that for her life. Hung up and hadn't been seen or talked to since. That's a big news story. It's made national news too. Okay, but nobody's looked in the underground homes, where it said that multiple people have been raped or murdered. Okay, and then she ain't even the only one. Here's another one. Crystal Lynn Hall, missing from Midland since October 1st, 2019. And once again, I showed the same screen showing right where the underground homes are, showing how they're connected to multiple rapes and murders. And here's part of the story here, that Crystal traveled here on a bus from Pennsylvania, okay, and then one of her last phone calls, she said that she believes she was potentially going to be involved in sex trafficking, as she was with 4 men and 4 women, and the women were not told to talk to each other. These underground homes is where it's believed that forced prostitution murder happened at the 2010 oil show party that my friend Angie told me about, and Angie was afraid to report it and said high-level police were at the party. I believe that one of the high-level police was the late Sheriff Gary Painter, based on what Sheriff candidate Joe Lozano said the underground homes was his hideout. I've got that recorded phone call saying that. So there's another girl missing from Midland, okay? And then here, this video, which you're going to find really interesting, is alley evidence, and it's older video. And I'm showing where the tunnel's cut going directly from the Home Depot store to my home, okay? You can see it directly at my home. In my backyard's one of the underground homes, okay? And then what I was saying here is right here, okay? One day I was telling my story to a Home Depot clerk, and she blurts out, if you happen to see a lot of cars in the parking lot late at night, it's because we're stalking. I didn't ask her about it or whatever. I took that as a clue. A few days ago, a lady told me that she remembers driving by Home Depot late at night and seeing a large number of very nice cars parked in the parking lot at night when the store was closed. Okay, I bet they were having a party underground. And another lady told me that the word around town is there's an underground game room or illegal casino here where the high rollers go. And in 2012, I told FBI agent Dominic that maybe this was an illegal casino brothel. He said, maybe. The way he said it, long and drawn out, convinced me that I'd guessed correctly. It looks like some wealthy oil men have been bribing public officials, and that is why these underground crime centers and the rapes and murders connected with them have been covered up. No wonder no amount of proof or evidence means anything anymore. Okay. Deleted permit records. This is just an unbelievable story. Layla O'Brien, here she's a CAD programmer, worked on this underground project for PBK, said it had $7.35 million on permit. See, she said on permit. Julia Weidman drives down from Dallas to Midland, has a meeting with the city of Midland to see the permit records. She meets with a guy named James Rawls. See his name right there? She wrote this email to me. And she says, when I asked him about the permit records for storm shelters in Midland, he, with a smile, told me that all the permit records prior to 2015 had been destroyed or lost due to an attempt to digitize the department's records in 2014, 2015. Obviously, they didn't make a backup before they did it. Government required records, they didn't even have a backup. It's just ridiculous. And, when I brought up the subject of the basement in Home Depot, it clearly unnerved him. But he was downright gloating about those missing records. It's so funny. Raping and murdering little girls underground. It's funny because we delete the records that somebody said that were there. Just unbelievable. I mean, it's just crazy. Here's some of the comments. Another guy told me that he asked his friends about the basement in the Midland Home Depot store, and she sternly warned him, "It's dangerous. Talk about that. Don't talk about that." And here's the print screen showing it right here. I mentioned the basement. And she said, be careful who you're telling to this and how that's dangerous. You need to be careful how you're talking to about the basement under the Midland Home Depot store. Yeah, I bet. They'll break in your homes, cut your phone lines, and shoot you. Flo Roca told me that her son and his friends heard kids under the floor of the Home Depot. I have a print screen on that. My son works at Home Depot. Him and his co-workers heard kids underneath the bathroom floor. And that bathroom is right there where that tunnel looks like it's coming out of the back of Home Depot aimed at my house. Sylvia Flores told me that she went to the Midland Legacy School. She would hear of these large parties in a ditch behind the Home Depot stores. Not my word against her word. She said it. She said, yeah, you can share it. It's the truth. And she went to Lee High School getting invited to the tunnel parties behind the Home Depot. That's what Sylvia Flores said. And I asked her, can I share it? Absolutely, it's true. And Google Earth is showing what looks like a tunnel ditch was coming out of the back of Home Depot, aimed directly at my house. Go to Google Earth Maps and look at the old maps and you'll see it. On Google Earth, aimed directly at my den. That lady on the recorded phone call. It's at your den. Here's the recorded phone call. Here, let's get this one.
Or like you said, if it's 25 foot down. Yeah, if
it's 5, you're down.
Huh?
He said it is 5, you're down. 5, you're down. Those are his words.
By my den?
See, by my den. Now look here. You project this out where the tunnel ditch is coming straight over across the road. It goes right to my den. And that's what she says, by your den, It's just amazing. And on July 2nd, I showed Homeland where I believe the human trafficking tunnel was located behind the Home Depot store because they're supposed to stop human trafficking. And I believe this tunnel was used for the underground parties, included the oil show party when the young girl was murdered, Angie told me about. 2 weeks later, on July 17th, the ground was dug up and they poured concrete. I believe they were tampering with evidence and trying to cover up the capital murders that I had told law enforcement about,
While I'm here, I think I'll take a picture here. This is where they're doing the concrete work, and you can see them out there. There's the concrete truck, and see, I was just there 2 weeks ago with the Homeland Security agent, showing them where I suspected a tunnel.
It's just unbelievable here with all these missing girls, and of course the latest one's Madeline, and and she was found yesterday killed by her boyfriend. Move or be murdered. One guy tells me, you got 2 choices. You can move or meet God early. I mean, literally, that's what he told me, and this has happened over and over. Well, why do they want me to move from my house? because there's an underground home in the backyard used for these rapes and murders. That's what I said. And this has even gone on. Here was the Homeland Security agent on the day that I showed him where the human trafficking murder tunnel was, and he's trying to get me to sell my home and move. He says, I simply asked you why you wouldn't consider selling your home if you continue to feel threatened there, and I simply asked you to arrest these killers that are using this tunnel to break into my home and not cover it up with concrete. You know, unbelievable, you know. This guy, Jeter, Shannon Jeter says, buddy, cops can kill you and get away with it. Stop publicizing their business and you go buy you another home. You know, when did the cops get in the business of murdering people to steal their homes, you know? And what is their business, right? Is that pimping out little girls at underground parties, you know, murdering the homeowners above that report crimes to them? Let me show you the last thing here. Move, 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 you know, over and over. So many I can't even count, man. I mean, I literally lost track of how many people here. Look at Leah K. Britt. I've known her all my life. Capital letters, real hateful. Move! She knows that something's going on. She's trying to telling me to get out of my home. You get out of my home. Well, you know, we don't want to arrest them killers that are in tunnels murdering people. You know, here's more of them, you know. Betty Thomas, whoever Betty Thomas is. Sell and move the F out, you moron. What a nice person. I'm crippled for life after reporting crimes to the Midland police, you know. And here's more of them. Move comments. Move, 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 move. Over and over and over again, you know. Even from law enforcement officers, you know. I said, do you think these people are really, you know, wanting me to move for my safety? Or is it to cover up the 4 murders that were at my house before they cut my phone lines and shot me, right? 4 murders. You know, it's easy to see why. There's an underground home in the backyard. There's the tunnel right here. You can see the underground home. This Buddy Webb, Midland, Texas.